Is the thought of AI taking your job keeping you up at night? It's a question haunting boardrooms, coffee shops, and just about every late-night scrolling session. And that fear? It's not just real, it's rational. We're living through a strange new reality some are calling the White-Collar Recession, where parts of the professional world feel like they're shrinking even while the economy chugs along. This isn't some far-off future problem. For many, it's happening right now. The headlines are terrifying. One widely cited report from Goldman Sachs estimated that AI could automate tasks equivalent to 300 million full-time jobs globally. We're already seeing companies announce that AI is a reason for layoffs and for pausing hiring on roles that can now be done by a machine. And it's not just factory jobs anymore. This is hitting finance, law, marketing, and tech, the very careers we were told were the safe ones. It's especially squeezing entry-level positions, the traditional first step on the career ladder, making it harder than ever for a new generation to even get in the door. The ground is shifting right under our feet, and the anxiety is real. The common advice is to upskill, reskill, and learn to code in a frantic race against the algorithm, a race it feels like we might not win. But what if the secret to not just surviving, but thriving in this new economy wasn't hidden in a Silicon Valley playbook? What if the answer was in the 2,000-year-old writings of thinkers who faced a world just as chaotic and unpredictable as ours? What if the key to dealing with automation wasn't more technology, but a deeper understanding of what makes us human? Stick around because we're about to unpack a timeless blueprint from philosophers like Seneca, Aristotle, and Epictetus for building a career and a life that isn't just AI-resistant, but AI-proof. We'll discover the irreplaceable human skills that will help you prosper in an automated world and turn this era of anxiety into your single greatest opportunity. Section 1. The philosophical diagnosis: why we feel so lost. Before we get to the how, we need to understand the why. Why does this specific technological shift feel so unsettling? It's because it cuts right to the core of our identity. For generations, many of us have found our purpose and value in our work. Now, a machine can draft our reports, design our graphics, and write our code. It leaves us with a dizzying question. If a machine can do what I do, then what am I for? This feeling of being adrift in a sea of change is nothing new. The world of the ancient Stoics, thinkers like Seneca, Epictetus, and the Roman Emperor Marcus Aurelius, was just as volatile as ours. They lived through plagues, political coups, brutal wars, and the constant threat of being exiled. Their world was a storm of uncertainty where your property, your loved ones, and your very life could be taken in an instant. Out of this chaos, they didn't invent a system for controlling the world. They did something far more powerful. They forged an operating system for the human mind. A system designed to build an inner citadel, a fortress of calm and strength that could withstand any external storm. They knew that the world is, and always will be, fundamentally unpredictable. You can't control the economy. You can't control a plague. You can't control an emperor. And you definitely can't control the relentless march of technology. Their genius was to stop trying. Instead, they turned their focus inward, to the one and only thing you have absolute control over: your mind. Your judgments, your choices, your character. This is the foundation that will guide us through the AI revolution. Because while the world outside has changed beyond recognition, from Roman legions to large language models, the internal workings of the human mind haven't. The anxiety we feel today is the same anxiety they felt 2,000 years ago, just with a different name. The fear of being replaced, the anxiety about the future, the feeling of powerlessness, these are not technical problems. They are human problems. And they require a human solution. That solution is to stop obsessing over the machine and start mastering ourselves. Our suffering doesn't come from AI's existence. It comes from our mistaken belief that our value is tied to things we can't control, like a job title or a specific technical skill. The philosophers we're about to explore didn't offer quick fixes or empty platitudes. They offered a rigorous training program for the mind, a way to cultivate resilience, purpose, and a deep sense of self-worth that is completely independent of your job. They offer a roadmap to not just survive the AI era, but to achieve what they called eudaimonia, a state of true human flourishing. So, let's begin that training. Section 2. The Stoic Mindset, Your Inner Citadel in an Automated World. The first and most important tool in our philosophical kit comes from the Stoics. If you're feeling overwhelmed by the sheer pace of change, Stoicism is your anchor. It all starts with a single idea that can change your life: the dichotomy of control. The philosopher Epictetus, who was born a slave and rose to become one of the most respected thinkers in the Roman Empire, put it simply: some things are within our power, while others are not. It sounds almost too simple, but hiding in that distinction is the key to unshakable mental strength. What's not in our control? The global economy. The stock market. Whether your company adopts an AI platform that makes your role redundant. What your boss thinks of you. The fact that a new AI model just dropped that can do something you spent years learning. In the Stoic view, worrying about these external events is a form of self-inflicted torture. It's like shouting at the rain to stop, a total waste of your energy and attention. So, what is in our control? Epictetus is clear: your opinions, your motivations, your desires, in short, your own actions. Your thoughts. Your responses. Your effort. Let's apply this directly to AI anxiety. You see a headline: AI now automates 80% of financial analysis. The old you might spiral: that's my job. I'm going to be replaced. I need to learn a new skill, but what if that gets automated too? This is the path of suffering because you're fixating on things you can't control. The Stoic in training pauses and applies the dichotomy. Can I control that this technology exists? No. Can I control my company's decision to use it? No. Can I control the long-term job market? No. Okay, so what can I control, right here, right now? I can control my judgment about the news. Instead of, this is a catastrophe, I can choose a different frame. This is a change. Change creates threats, but it also creates opportunities. Let me focus on the opportunities. I can control my actions. I can spend an hour today researching this new AI tool with curiosity, not panicked. I can control my effort. I can decide to become the person in my office who understands this technology best. I can control my focus. I can double down on developing uniquely human skills this AI can't touch. It's a subtle shift, but it changes everything. You move from being a passive victim of circumstance to an active agent in your own life. The external situation is the same, but your internal world is transformed. This is your inner citadel. Technology can rage outside the walls, but inside, you are calm, focused, and in command. This brings us to another core Stoic idea, this one from Seneca. In his powerful essay, On the Shortness of Life, he makes a stunning point: our lives aren't short, we just waste most of them. He writes, it is not that we have a short time to live, but that we waste a lot of it. Seneca would look at modern work culture and say we are squandering our most valuable, non-renewable asset, time. The AI revolution forces us to ask Seneca's core question: why do I work? If an algorithm can do the what of your job, you are suddenly free to focus on the why. This is a terrifying question, but it's also an incredibly liberating one. This leads to the third pillar of the Stoic mindset: detachment from outcomes. Think of an archer. She can control the bow, the arrow, her stance, her breathing, the moment of release. But she can't control a sudden gust of wind that might push the arrow off course. If the archer's happiness depends only on hitting the bullseye, she'll be perpetually anxious. But if her satisfaction comes from executing the shot with perfect form, from mastering everything in her control, she can find fulfillment no matter where the arrow lands. In your career, you are the archer. Your effort influences outcomes, but external factors, the wind, have the final say. The Stoic approach is to focus on your craft. Pour your energy into your controllable inputs: your skill, your work ethic, your reliability. Do the work for the sake of the work itself. This is your inner citadel. It's built not of stone, but of wisdom. And it's 100% AI-proof. Section 3. The Aristotelian Career Blueprint: Building an Irreplaceable Professional Life. If the Stoics give us the mindset to withstand the storm, Aristotle gives us the blueprint to build something magnificent in its midst. His entire ethical framework is built around a single, powerful concept: telos. Telos is a Greek word for purpose, end, or goal. Aristotle believed everything has a telos. The telos of an acorn is to become an oak tree. The telos of a knife is to cut. What, he would ask, is the telos of a human being? His answer was eudaimonia, human flourishing. The true purpose of work is to be a vital part of achieving eudaimonia. This is incredibly relevant for the AI economy. If a task can be automated, it's probably not our highest purpose. Crunching numbers in a spreadsheet is not our telos. Our telos lies in the things AI can't do. Our purpose is to be human. This idea is reinforced by Plato's principle of specialization. We must specialize in being human. This is where the Centaur analogy comes in. In our economy, the most effective professionals will be centaurs, human experts who partner with AI tools, fusing their uniquely human judgment with AI's raw processing power. The centaur isn't replaced by AI. The centaur is amplified by AI. What does this look like? The centaur doctor uses AI to analyze scans. The centaur financial advisor uses AI to run simulations. The centaur marketer uses AI to automate campaigns. To be a centaur, you must follow Plato's advice. Know your human strengths and specialize in them. Finally, Aristotle gives us the golden mean. He believed virtue is the middle point between two extremes. Let's apply this to navigating AI hype. The coward sees AI and sticks their head in the sand. This is the path to obsolescence. The rash person chases every new AI trend without a strategy and burns out. The person practicing the golden mean uses calculated adaptation. They are brave enough to engage but wise enough not to get swept away. They find the balance between stability and growth. This is the Aristotelian blueprint. Define your purpose, telos, specialize in your humanity to become a centaur, and manage your career with balanced, calculated adaptation. Section 4. The Epicurean Upgrade, Designing a Life of True Value. We've built our inner citadel with the Stoics and drafted our career blueprint with Aristotle. But there's a danger. This relentless focus on skill building can become another form of hustle culture, leaving us burned out. This is where our final philosopher, Epicurus, provides a crucial upgrade. Now, Epicurus gets a bad rap. His philosophy wasn't about chasing pleasure, but about achieving a state of profound tranquility he called ataraxia, freedom from fear and anxiety. Epicurus would argue that our modern anxiety comes from vain and empty desires, the desire for immense wealth, status, and fame. Because they have no natural limit, they can never be satisfied. Epicurus's radical solution was to practice moderation and focus on natural desires. His formula for happiness wasn't to get everything you want, it was to want only what you truly need. He argued that the greatest pleasures in life are actually simple and easy to get. What were they? Friendship, freedom, and self-sufficiency. In Analyzed Life. How does this upgrade our AI survival guide? It's the ultimate counter-narrative to the AI arms race. While everyone else is desperately trying to accumulate more skills and more status to prove their worth, the Epicurean approach is to deliberately step off that treadmill. It means consciously choosing to limit your desires. By embracing a simpler, more financially independent mindset, you reduce the pressure. You give yourself the Epicurean freedom to choose work that is more aligned with your telos. True wealth, for Epicurus, isn't having many possessions, but having few wants. This perfectly complements Aristotle's idea of leisure. Aristotle argued that the point of work is to earn leisure, time free from compulsion to pursue higher activities. The promise of AI has always been that it would free us from drudgery. An Epicurean perspective lets us actually claim that promise. Instead of using the productivity gains from AI to simply work more, we can use them to buy back our time and invest it in our friendships, our communities, and our own minds. In a world obsessed with performance metrics, this is a radical act. It's a declaration that your value as a human is not measured by your productivity, but by the quality of your life and the tranquility of your mind. So after a 2,000-year journey, what's the takeaway? We've seen how the chaos of the AI revolution mirrors the chaos of the ancient world. and how the wisdom forged in that fire can be our guide today. From the Stoics, we learned to build an inner citadel of resilience. From Aristotle, we got a blueprint for an irreplaceable career. And from Epicurus, we got a vital upgrade, a reminder that the goal isn't just to be productive, but to be tranquil. All these philosophies agree on one profound truth: your power doesn't lie in controlling the world outside. It lies in mastering your world inside. The AI era isn't about competing with machines, it's about collaborating with them while doubling down on what makes us human. The skills that will make you invaluable aren't the ones that can be coded, they are the timeless virtues of critical thinking, emotional intelligence, ethical judgment, and creativity. This isn't just a theory, it's a daily practice. Here's how you can start today. At the Seneca morning, when you wake up, before you grab your phone, take 2 minutes. Ask yourself, what is the most valuable use of my time today? The Epictetus check-in. When you feel anxiety during the day, pause and ask, is this thing bothering me within my control or outside of it? The Aristotle review. At the end of your day, reflect for 5 minutes. Where did I act with virtue today? These small habits, practiced consistently, will build your inner citadel brick by brick. You'll start to feel a growing sense of calm, clarity, and control in a world that feels increasingly out of control. The future of work isn't about becoming more like a machine. It's about becoming more profoundly, irreplaceably human. And now, I want to turn it over to you. Of all the timeless skills we've discussed, critical thinking, ethical judgment, creative strategy, deep relationship building, what is the one skill you are committing to developing this month? Let me know in the comments below. I read every single one. And if this video gave you a new perspective for navigating the future, do me a favor and hit that like button and subscribe to Wealth Saga for more ancient wisdom applied to modern challenges. Thank you for watching. Now go build your citadel.